Steven, you're in Cambodia. No, you're in Colombia.
Colombia. Yeah,
How's that going?
it's going all right. It's going pretty good. I'm having fun. We're having fun here, folks.
Hey, you said
World's
Colombia, right?
traveler.
Yep.
Oh, nice to hear that. I'm coming from the Croatia, from the Europe.
You're in Europe right now?
Yeah, I am actually. It's like midnight over here. But yeah, the night just started. Honestly saying,
So we've been growing quite a lot the last few weeks, last month. Since Breakpoint, we've kind of got a real blown strong influx of people coming in.
That's
hmm
excellent.
I mean, the people actually like started to hear about everything. Honestly saying, it's just a regular circle that will happen like for the projects which actually have got the value. Like sooner or later the people will start to see the real value in the project. Definitely. So
So, what's on the agenda for today?
So we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about our partnership with Worth and what they're bringing to the table for us. We're going to talk about Win Mint. I know everybody's excited about Win Mint, so we're going to talk about that and talk about a few things that are going to come along as a surprise for that. So we're going to be dropping some alpha. Um, talk about what's next. Um, but yeah, I think the big thing today is talking about talking about the Mint for the device.
Cool.
So yeah, we've been collecting a lot of whitelist wallets. We've been making a lot of connections and connecting with a lot of projects. We're getting a lot of interest. Imco can talk about this. We're getting a lot of interest from a lot of other projects just to see what we have going on. We're
mhm.
making some waves.
So the thing is, like, actually, in the recent time, definitely, like, the Puri has got lots of traction because, for the each start of the project is crucial, like, to outreach to other projects to offer the spots. But, as we were moving, like, forward and forward, honestly saying, like, the project started to outreach on my side. Like, I get the tons of the DMs over the Discord, over the Twitter, like, from the day to day. So, definitely a really bullish sign for the, Puri community and the whole Solana community, especially, we know at which current market are we facing with right now. So honestly saying, like, this is just one bullish thing that is happening right now. So yeah, most likely everything is going, I would say, according to plan and really smooth.
Yeah, it's to me, it's just been neat talking with all the different projects that are actually reaching out to us and just to hear what we have going on. And it's nice to make some good connections. We've, with and just jumping into that, our partnership with Oris um, is. I mean, I'm excited about that. I mean, they're building a supercar for goodness sake, and you have to buy an NFT to actually buy it. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
Not gonna lie, the Horus is like, they're real builders, honestly saying. I was actually surprised, at the one point when I started to cooperate with them. It was definitely, in the one hand, I would say definitely unbelievable what these guys are looking to build, like. But as they started to realize their plans and like to prove everything, literally, I just got bullish and bullish. So the main reason why I used to connect Puri and the Horus is because the both of the projects have got the promising and high quality utilities. So that's the main reason why the partnership has been made.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to be doing with Oris is they're actually going to be we're actually going to be getting 5 Puri themed Anubis NFTs, and they're silver NFTs on the Solana chain. So one of the things that's going to give us is it's going to give us the ability to send 5 of our community to training camp once a year. So what that is they do training camps that are basically helping you to establish yourself and gain some skills in Web3. Um, it's a pretty unique thing. It's a week-long camp that people come and they'll bring speakers in, and it's just it's pretty cool. And the fact that that we're able to do that, so that's pretty cool. That we're gonna So those will be part of our, going forward. Once they start those, we'll be giving those out to the community through raffles, and we'll be also doing, special prizes on, just standouts in the community. Um, and also, what they're going to do also is they're offering us for our community. They're offering 5 OG spots on their minting list, and that would be able to own your very own silver anubis that also comes with a 1 year or 1 week training camp every year. So that's pretty cool that we'll be able to do that. And the OG price on that is like, I think it's like 10% of the minting price. Correct me if I'm wrong, Imco.
Yeah, yeah, true, true.
So we're going to start that giveaway. That'll probably go live tomorrow, and we'll run it for a week. And so it'll be kind of like a whitelist sign up like we've been doing, but it'll just sign you up for being able to get that OG spot that they're offering for 5 of our community. So, and they also said that we'll be able to do since we'll actually have 10 of the silver anubis in our community. We'll be actually to do training camps just for Puri. So it'll be just the Puri that will be on this 1 week training camp. So it'll be kind of like a thing where we can come together and we can gain some skills together as a community. And it'd be fun to meet some of the other people in the community as well. But yeah, if you guys have not checked out Orth and what they have going on, it's definitely worth a look. What they're doing and what their plans are is pretty incredible, and it's nice to be connected with them.
What would you say is our most exciting collaboration that we have planned so far?
I would say this one actually, just because it gives us Yeti started the MVK program, which is going really really well, and this 1 week training that we're going to be able to offer is just kind of goes right along with that, where we're actually helping people in the community to be able to establish themselves in Web3 and to be able to establish themselves as a presence in Web3. I think that's pretty amazing that we're able to be in a position to be able to do that, and then partnering with Oris just kind of takes it one step further.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Same here.
I have another question, Chris. So we heard that the game is coming out in November. Is this still the case?
We are trying for November. It will definitely be before the end of the year. With the pre-mint going up, and everything else we got going on, we might be delayed a little bit into December, but it'll definitely be before the end of the year. So before the end of the year, we'll have our character NFT launch and the game launch.
Excellent.
So yeah, let's move on. We're going from there. Everybody wants to know, and everybody's asking, when's mint? So we have our OG list for the free mint with a mission. That'll actually go live on Friday. And then that'll be available for 12 hours for our OG members. And so they'll be the first to actually get their devices and see what's going on. And then we will have 2 phases after that of our whitelist. We'll have everybody that's on it right now. That'll be starting on Saturday, and that'll run through Monday. And then Monday we'll do a last second phase of whitelist, which would be the people who didn't get to it in time, or the people who are trying to get on the list at the last minute. So it'll be our last minute whitelist phase. Well, that'll start on Monday and that'll run for 24 hours. So basically, we're going to start on Friday, run through Tuesday on the free mint. And talking about that, we have something that we haven't released yet. So here's an alpha drop. All of our NFTs are going to be they're going to have rarities, and this is something we haven't talked about yet. So our NFTs will be 5 different rarities, and so that's going to be fun as well. That'll be stuff that'll be something that we will be able to capitalize as we go forward in the game and in our ecosystem. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see what everybody's getting from this random mint.
I'm the first one actually who's really excited about this. Definitely. And one more thing, Sky, the we have got like one guest over here as well. The Horus is on the stage as well over here.
Let's bring him up a minute and let him talk about what we're doing with them.
Yeah, I was about like to see if he's able to join us and to expand more words about the partnership as well. Sorry for cutting you off about this, by the way.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, yeah. I think you can send him only the invite for the speaking. I'm not able to do that.
Right. Pedro, you want to come talk? Pedro!
Hi, how are you, Chris? How are you, MCO?
Hey, hey,
How is
legend.
it?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired. Long, long day working and grinding.
Feel you, feel you, feel you. You're feeling the same, bro. We're all here the same.
Yeah, I know. I know that. I know. I don't know Steven, but I know Chris and you are both grinders and both work a lot. So I feel you. Hi, Steven.
Yeah,
Pleasure to meet you.
nice to meet you as well. I'm also a grinder.
Oh no, it's good to hear, brother. It's good to hear. I believe it. I believe it, for sure, for sure. Uh, I wouldn't see Chris having any people on the stage which weren't grinders and which aren't building something good and that work every day. So I'm sure you are a grinder also, brother.
So, Pedro, we were just talking about the partnership with you and talking about training camps. Could you just speak a little bit to what the training camps are about?
No, I would love to because we've actually have some news for this that I don't think that I told you already, Chris. But we hadn't decided yet on the location for the trading camps, and now we have closed. Look, the trading camps is actually going to be stateside, so in Manhattan. We were looking for the best locations to do this, considering what we wanted to do, and Manhattan just made sense because we could have different high-end speakers and real traders pop in to talk and to give workshops, and most of them are in New York already. So this simplified our process, and so it's for us it's a bit more expensive than our other clubs because New York is expensive. Real estate in New York, especially on what we're trying to do with Horus, is expensive, but there isn't anywhere in the world that made more sense for the trading camps, especially all together with logistics. So this is some news for you. A little bit on the trading camps. The trading camps are going to be a sort of summer camps for adults. They are going to work as a serviced house with everything that the members need to be focused on what they are doing. And this by service house, I mean that you get all of the services you get on a five-star hotel and more. You get your room cleaned daily, fresh linens and fresh towels each day. We have a bed turnover service, so the people prepare and open the bed for you. You have breakfast, lunch, and all the meals you want to do during the day with a private chef inside the house. You can always go out or order in if you're feeling like something different. But we are going to have a lot of focus on all our camps on our members eating well and eating healthy and with an um, all around meal. And something important, we are prepared to accommodate everything from vegetarian to kosher. So our private chefs and our menus have all this in mind. And so this is the basis of not only the trading camps but all our camps. The specifics for the trading camps is all this, but dedicated to trading, from market analysis to understanding Fibonacci sequences for for the people that are only now getting into trading, to more specific analytics and very in-depth market analysis, to just hearing traders and the CEOs speak on their personal experiences and their ways to attack the markets and how they trade. And we plan on doing this from various points of view. So we want our members to be in the trading camp, to be hearing a lot of different information, but we want them to do the triage on their own and see what is better for them. So the trading camps won't point people on a specific direction. It is more on an education point of view. Besides this, also very important for the trading camps is psychological profiling and having someone that accompanies the members on a psychological level. Because when you're trading and you're under a lot of stress, and this is something important, our trading camps, although in 75 to 80% will be dedicated to crypto, they will also include a smaller part on currency exchanges and traditional stock markets. And all of this combined with different time zones and different time frames for traders and for people that are getting into trading or are full-time traders is very strenuous and stressful. And so we have all of the psychological complement to help and prepare people to lead with this. And this is specifically for trading camps. And this is a bit of the basis of what we're doing and what the Puri Anubis and the Pink Anubis will have in Solana for free, which will be access to a week per year for Puri members on a trading camp, tailored more specific to what Puri will want and what the Puri community feels more like doing, and they will have the opportunity to during that week tell Horus what they are the main interests of the people that are going, and we try to tailor the camp the more to what the community wants in specific. I'm sorry, I'm tired and to be speaking in English. It isn't as easy to explain, but this is the basis of it.
So this is a specifically for Puri, the Anubis OG uh, spots that we're going to be giving away. This is not something you get with a regular silver Anubis
No,
NFT.
no. Our silver Anubis NFTs do have the opportunity to, if they want to go through any of our camps, but they do have to pay for them. And our trading camp is because of real estate prices in Manhattan will definitely be one of our most expensive. So silver from a basis don't have this. Only the pink Anubis for now have the specific perks that gives them 1 week of trading camp free per year perpetually. The NFT just has to be staked.
see that? So, that right there says that, we're serious about this partnership.
Exactly, and we are very serious, and I can't say this enough, but a lot of love to you, Skylove, and to Puri, that from the beginning has been one of our biggest supporters, and we really appreciate this. And this is one of the reasons that we are getting Puri this special perk and getting a pink Anubis. It's because we feel that Puri is based on community, has the community feel, and for me, this is one of the most important pillars of Web3, which I think in part is getting a little bit lost in translation with the evolution of Web3. And Puri has this at the basis of its core, as do you, Chris, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming and talking and giving us an overview of what we got going on.
My pleasure, my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be here and to feel the pink love.
Feel that pink love.
I
So,
am feeling it. I am feeling it, brother.
Feel it.
so yeah, so if you guys want to check out Oris and what they have going on, you heard just some of the benefits of these. This is going to be there's going to be only 10 of these Fury Anubis available. 5 of them are going to go to the team, and 5 of them are going to go as OG spots for someone in the community. So if you're interested in that, that's going to go live starting tomorrow, and it'll run for a week. And so you guys be sure and enter that. That'll be fun. So Steven, what do you got going on? You got anything going on?
Well, so I came back from Singapore. So I came back from Breakpoint, and my place was trashed from the hurricane. So I moved out immediately, and I moved to Colombia. And now I'm just acclimating to my new way of life. So
Yeah,
it's pretty exciting.
yeah. So
Well,
we
man,
got a few more.
I'm sorry about it. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for your house being trashed specifically because one of our pilots for the company is currently in Valencia, Spain, and I don't know if you saw what happened to Valencia yesterday with all of the floodings and and the hurricane, and it's just completely destroyed. So I feel
Terrible.
you, Steven. I feel you completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Apologize
So
here.
But not to break the hype here because the conversation was getting high. Bitcoin is rushing. The bull run is coming. So the happy thoughts ahead for everybody. This is what I have to say.
yeah, we're here for it. We're ready for it. We're well positioned for it. I'm excited about our first collaboration. Um, and this is sort of embodies the spirit of the Purigachi Collaboration Fund. And the spirit of Purigachi is like we invest in you, and you invest in us, and there's a lot of mutual beneficial, you know, um, um, economies of scale that come from trade and collaboration. And our model is explicitly built on that. And it's just exciting that we have this opportunity, and it's hopefully the first of many real world examples of how we execute on our strategy.
No, I completely agree. And for me, I think that the real wealth and the of Web3 are the communities. Without a community and without working with fellow communities, projects can't grow and Web3 can't grow. So I completely agree with you. Unfortunately, I think that we are a bit on a point of Web3 where on some aspects we are winning and building on communities, but on some aspects, communities and the sense of community is a bit getting lost, especially with with the trading and the trading on platforms like Pump Fun and things like that, where people start going more solo than focusing on communities. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah,
and
Pump Fund, like that's the meme coin platform, right?
exactly, and
Yeah.
it's taken a lot of power and it moves a lot of money um per day. But although some cabals work in it to undercoins, I think that platforms like that make people leave a bit of the community sense and start going more solo, and
You know,
that should that together
yeah,
with a lot of NFTs communities, just as they feel a freezing in NFTs, they are going rogue. I think that although there are a lot of communities working together to build and to expand, and like what we are
mhm,
doing with Puri, at the same times we are there's a lot of people that were in community and are start going solo because they're disappointed on the communities.
right. Well, I sort of view it like this, so in 2017 we had the big like NFT bull bear market. Now it's the era of the pump fund meme coin, and I think like people get really pumped up around this, and I think it's our job as a project that invests in projects and that like you know looks at financial investments within Web3 and encourages our community to do so. This might be a good opportunity for us as a community to like check it out together or to share our experience with it or to grow stronger like with the mania. Like we can always grow stronger. And like I think like when we see these things happen in our ecosystem, like we shouldn't we should just observe them, right? And just like as a community, we should talk about them. We should, if we are feeling bold, we should engage in a strategy. Like we
No,
should do things together. You know.
I completely agree. I completely agree, and I think that is completely the way to go. Uh, I actually do have a question. I would like to hear yours and Chris's opinion on something, which is: do you think Solana and Solana servers are ready for the next bull run and won't crash? This is my main, and I think people aren't considering this enough. But this is my main fear for Solana this bull run, because, for
That's
example,
an epic question. Yeah. Go ahead and
what's your
finish your statement. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. I asked because although this year it's been getting better and more apart. Just a few weeks ago, when you could, and it wasn't to claim, it was to check the eligibility for the grass claim. So many people tried to do it so circa 3 weeks ago. Solana sort of started to crash, and my worries is if we actually go into full bull run, and with onboarding and all of the meme coins on Solana, if it's going to take and be able to handle the stress. Because I'm quite afraid on this, and I've been thinking more and more on this, and it's a fear I have, and I would love to have both yours and Chris, and even Emko's opinion on this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start, and I want to say that Solana, they're hell bent on, and this is like I'm not endorsing Solana, even though we are on Solana. We don't have to be on Solana. We can move on to any chain that we want, and we can do anything that we want, right? So like we're not beholden to Solana when I say this, but um, it is my perception that Solana is trying to become a a stock exchange, and stock exchanges don't fail. They're not supposed to fail, and they have to be extremely fast on execution. So the thing that they're working on right now is reliability and speed, and they basically want it so that Solana is the place to go to issue like coins for major companies. They're trying to commercialize Solana, for finance, and they're trying to compete with the Nasdaq. Um, so on that front, I'm very bullish on Solana, especially since they have this thing called Fire Dancer coming out, and the idea is that half the network is going to run on this Fire Dancer at an amazing speed, and then the other half is going to run on Agave or whatever the original platform was, and so like it'll never go down, right? And they're written with two completely separate code bases. They're not, but they run the same network, so they really reduce the risk of a crashing. Now, when Solana crashes, it is horribly inconvenient. But I think we also have to understand like where we've been and like where we're going. And I think like the crashes of the past, like they were acceptable in the past because like the network is new and they were like it didn't feel acceptable, right? It's never felt acceptable. But I think we have to like give these guys a little bit of grain of salt, right? Like we have to go, or sorry, not we have to give them the benefit of the doubt, right?
No,
Um,
I totally agree. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt. What I don't agree, and sorry for cutting you off, is
yeah.
all. Will they be ready with all this in time for the next bull run, especially with the elections so close by and Trump winning? We need, at least I presume, and this is my personal opinion, no financial advice, that we will nearly jump heads into a bull run. W- will will they have this ready in time? Because we I don't think Solana will get another shot at this. And by this I mean that we are going to have a bull run when we go into it as never before, as because it's never been as easy as it is now to onboard into Web3. So Solana will have not only all of the users stressing the network, but a shitload of new onboarding to the network. So
Mhm.
will they be ready on time? Because if they aren't, and if it starts crashing serious and they aren't able to fix, it's going to affect Solana largely. And I asked this because, and I comment this because our biggest tier, which is the silver tier, 8,000 big, is on Solana. And my biggest worry on all of this is, can it take the stress of a bull run and a full onboarding?
Well, I
And
think that yeah. So the bull run. So what I have found is that user activity on Solana or any crypto is highly correlated with the price of that crypto. So if we get a major bull run, then yeah, we're going to start seeing a whole bunch of people come onto the network, but it's not going to happen right away. I don't think it's going to happen like, by November 5th when the US election happens. And I think that they're pretty far along with this fire dancer stuff. I think they're expecting to see some of that integration by year end, and in that case, I think we're golden.
I hope this is the case, man. I really hope that this is the case. I'm currently going through this fire dancer thing now, opened on my desktop, and I do really hope this is the case, because it would put me much at rest, or much more relaxed, so to speak.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
I think that it's one of the things I like about Solana, and I've always liked about Solana is they don't ignore the problems. A lot of chains would just ignore the problem, um, and just pretend like it's not there and work on it in the background. But Solana is just open with, hey, we're having issues and we know there's a problem. And even, like with Fire Dancer, they say this is the solution we're working on. So it's they're very open about the issues, they're very open about solutions. So I think that, just the fact that they have a lot of people that are behind them and that are working with them, you know, um, one of the things that I like about Solana too is just it's like everybody's working for the same goal. They realize that there have been problems in the past, and so everybody's working to uh, to fix those things. So that right there, that makes me, confident. That makes me, if somebody's not even talking about the problem and somebody's not even coming up with solutions or doing it behind closed doors, then that's when I start to worry. So at this point, I'm not worried.
Yeah, like one of the things I've noticed is that like Solana, they will not invest like a cent into gaming, right? Like they won't invest like a cent into like the things that make the network money, but they have invested heavily into making the network like more resilient and faster. And so you kind of see where their priorities are. Like they sort of like they view gaming and the stuff that we kind of like as secondary and almost unimportant. Uh, and they definitely show preference to the overall network. So it's a good and a bad thing, I guess.
No, it's a valid point, Chris. I never thought of this way, but it is. Solana, compared to most other change, really talks about the problem and sees how it's going to see. It's just business related, especially being CEO. I always choose to be a pessimist and look it from a pessimist point of view, because if you're always ready for the worst, the rest is easier to deal with. So this is one of the issues I've been having, at least keeping me awake on Solana. And I'm glad that both your opinions differ from mine, and you gave some very valid points. I appreciate it.
No, it's a good question. So
Yeah.
one of the things that we wanted to do is, if IMCO has anything to say on that, what's your opinion, buddy?
Honestly saying so, I have been listening to you guys, and I would definitely agree with the uh, word that the Steven used to say. But also the one more thing that I would like to include is that the Solana people are, I would say, definitely way trained nowadays than the before. The blockchain is a little bit more explored, and the people are definitely at the one point, I would say, ready for this run, especially because they faced down that runs before. For example, seeing from the personal experience, my first bull run was happening when the Solana went on over $200 for the first time. No one was ready. No one didn't know what to expect. Like, and the last bull run, for example, which happened before, I would say, the last winter, or I don't know, spring, something like that, when the Solana was literally rocking and the NFTs went up. So everyone was hyped, everyone was ready, everyone was prepared, because nowadays the people have got the many, many, many ways to earn money, to prepare money for the bull run. So I would definitely say that the people in this space are ready. And one more thing that I would also like to add is that probably this might be one of the last bull runs, but one of the strongest bull runs that would be faced on the space, like with the Solana, definitely. So yeah, so far that's everything from my thought.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
interesting because it's like it's like the bull run has such an impact on the ecosystem. and it determines like whether projects are able to mint out. It determines like whether projects get funding. It determines, how many players will engage in a project. It determines like every single KPI or performance metric that there is. Um, and then it does these like, it masks problems. Like it masks like when bull market, like things don't fail, and then in the bear market, like in crypto is notorious for its failures. So I think it's going to present a ton of opportunity and it's going to bring us a lot of risk. And I think we just have to be, you know, due diligent, especially, since we know about the failures of the past. Um, but also I want to say that, you know, I hope this isn't the last bear market or the bull market, right? And I don't think it will be. Because if it is, then that's not good for Solana. Um, so I hope it's the bull markets, they haven't lasted that long historically. So I hope it is a little longer than its historical precedent. But yeah, hopefully it's not the last one either.
Just talking about just in regards to that, that's one of the things that we're positioning ourselves as Puri. We're positioning ourselves to be able to go through bull markets and bear markets, and it not to have the effect that some projects have, that it's had on some projects. Some projects can only actually succeed, you know, in a bull market. And if it's a bear market, they just cease to exist. And we're planning and we're building so that we're here through all of it, you know. And that's one of the things that I love about what we're doing.
Uh, Also, I don't think this is going to be the last bull run. I think it's going to be the biggest bull run, and that very very difficultly will ever again see such a massive bull run as this one. But I don't think it will be the last in any way. I just think that we won't see such a big one for a long while. In regards to bear markets. Although you're right, bear market also presents, if you know how to invest, it presents a sea of opportunities. So
Absolutely.
there's always good points on the bear markets if you are cautious and if you know how to invest specifically. Because I do agree with you when you said earlier, Stephen, that Solana is looking to be a lot like the stock market. I really enjoyed you saying that because I've explained Solana like this more than once. More than
Yep.
once, and I think that with Solana moving more and more to a style of stock market, I think that even with it will never have a true bear market. It will always be stabler than a lot of other blockchains because of this, because of the real utility and the nearly transition from a classical stock market to a token based or NFT based stock market. So if it takes the server strains, which I do hope it does, I believe that Solana is going to be one of the bullish chains exactly because of this.
Well, so one counterpoint though is that if you do look at like the Nasdaq, right, or you look at the New York Stock Exchange, and there's something called the equity risk premium, which is it's believed to be like the excess return on equities above bond yields. And if you look at it, it goes away if you include firms that failed. So if you include firms that if you include the losers, the investments that, the companies that failed went bankrupt, that equity risk premium disappears. And I think that in crypto, we have there's kind of a failure problem. And maybe Solana will move towards making it less easy to, you know, register new projects or new coins, or, there may have to, or I'm not saying they should do this, but they may do this. They may come up with um, some sort of screening process to raise the quality of projects on the chain. And in that
It
case, I think bull markets are definitely, here to stay.
no, I agree completely with this. And although I don't want them to do this, I think that it is the way that Solana will go. I think I think it makes sense for it. Even from the point that you mentioned earlier, that the Solana has never even gone into gaming or diverted a lot from what it's building. So I believe that they will get stricter and go uh, give more credibility to Solana. I do believe this. Maybe not soon. Maybe we're still a bit far apart from that. But I do believe this, in some ways, is going to be a necessity that they will have to comply with.
Hmm. Yeah, and they're gonna want to legitimize. It feels like they want to legitimize it. And like, not everyone can list on the Nasdaq or whatever. Like you have to file with the SEC. You have to have 2 years worth of financial statements. You have to have a law firm represent you uh, when you issue the securities on the Nasdaq. You have to have a law firm represent the underwriters that are helping you raise the money. It's like a big, there's like a big to do with a lot of auditing.
No,
And
I work with airplanes logistics, man. I understand this too well. The bureaucracies behind it, understand it too well. My life has been mostly bureaucracies for the past months than anything else. So yes, but I think that the way Web3 is moving, especially because for the kids being born now, to explain to them the utility of a traditional bank will be very difficult.
Mhm.
It won't make sense to them. So the way that all of the world is evolving and all of the Web3 is evolving, it will need this type uh, of guidelines. I wouldn't say as strict as in the real world, because it is contracentual from what the blockchain and from the liberty and the decentralization, but some rigor and some guidelines will definitely be needed.
And we're here to help. And I
Yes.
feel like that's us. That's us. We're gonna do that. We're gonna help. We're gonna help people become sustainable. That's gonna be one of our things that
That's
we do.
right. Yep.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I do hope so. My friends, I'm going to have to pop off because it's nearly midnight in Portugal and I'm exhausted. I can't even think correctly in English anymore. But it was a pleasure being here. To all the listeners, thank you for listening to us, and I hope you enjoyed it. Emco, I know that you're also exhausted, my friend. So see if you sleep because you need your rest. I know that you think you're a working machine, but you need your rest. So Chris, Steven, big pleasure. I loved our talk. I'm sorry I was exhausted, because if I wouldn't, I would stay and talk with you for hours, I'm sure. So and yeah, take care and have a nice a rest of a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Pedro.
much.
Thank you, Pedro, legend, and see you soon, man.
You soon.
Appreciate you for coming here.
No, love coming here, and if I wasn't tired, trust me, I would keep on going with you for hours. I was
I'm
enjoying the
very happy.
conversation.
Legend, legend.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I just put a. You guys have seen this probably on the on our Twitter feed. the Purigati device. But one of the things that we haven't told yet is the rarity is going to be defined by the color of the animation. And the one that I dropped in the chat is the green animation, which is going to be that'll be the uncommon, and we'll have, like I said, we'll have the white, green, blue, red, gold, and pink. Gotta have pink in there. That'll define the rarity as common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and anomaly. So that's one of the things that we're adding into our NFTs, and we're also working on our the original 16. We're working on the new versions of those, and I'm going to drop a work in progress for number 5 Voltrix. You guys can check that out. So we're going to be we're
And
not
those
just
are
going to
awesome.
be so we're not going to just be having just a static NFT. All the NFTs are actually going to be animated. We're taking it a step up from everybody else. So that's one thing we're going to do. And we have our community question that I want to get to before we sign off. So we had a bunch of questions from the community, and the one that I'm going to pick is from Elohim. And his question will be: Will there be a mechanism to limit the size of Puri in the PERT in order to limit the biggest players in terms of investment by maximizing presence rather than PERT size? So that's a big mouthful of a question. So what I think that what I'll address then is there will be no limit to the amount of Puri you can use in the game and the size of your perk. There will be some perks. There will be some bonuses for the more Puri you actually have in the perk. So that's kind of something that we'll get into as we get closer to the game launch. But anyway, so that's the answer to that question. I don't know if we need to go into any more detail about that right now, but I mean, me and Steven could talk on what's coming with the game for another hour and a half at least.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say with respect to Puri, Puri is, um, it's a marketing tool for us. It is it's a token that, we have no intention, like we can't issue any more of it. All of it that will be outstanding is outstanding. I was just checking a bunch of like random Star Atlas wallets, just yesterday, and like team wallets, and they got airdropped like thousands of dollars worth of Puri that they'll never do anything. They don't even know it's in their wallet.
Yeah.
They have no idea. They have literally thousands, like Star Atlas has thousands of dollars worth of Puri, like spread throughout random team wallets. They don't even know. I'm sure they don't know. So all we're going to be doing is adding utility for Puri. Okay, we want it to pump. Everything that we do is going to be around making it. You know, it's it's going to be something that generates news for us and brings people into our ecosystem. That's the power to the Puri. That's the power of Puri. So, um, but we don't. There's not going to be a situation where whales benefit from holding more Puri than not. I mean, everyone's going to benefit from holding Puri. Um, and in terms of the actual game itself, we are building in several mechanisms to make it fair and we're trying to rely less on how much you own, but obviously like how much you own and how much you do stuff is going to impact how much money you make in the game and your rewards. So it's going to be it's effort based, and it's also like if you have more Puris, and you have a big pert, then you can go on more adventures and find more stuff and potentially, you know, you have a higher probability of getting lucky, within the game.
Yeah,
So
and one of the things that I like that we've built into it is that, um, you know, even if you only have one character, one Puri character, and you're actually running adventure with that character every day, you're still going to get rewarded. You're still going to get part of the reward sustainability fund, um, based on that one character that you have. So it's a lot of games like they only take like the top, percentage of players that get rewarded. But basically, if you buy a Puri in a character, then you're basically buying a part of that revenue share. So it's as long as you're actively playing or staking, basically, it's
yeah,
active staking basically is what it is, then you're going to get part of that revenue share. And so it's we're not excluding anybody.
yeah, we have a very diverse set of like revenue share for the players. So um, one, it's based on what you do in the game, okay, which is obviously like you have to play the game. Um, and then two, it's based on what you've done in the past 4 months, and that's the revenue share model, which is what we want to do, and what we will be doing is we're going to be basically creating a minimum wage of like US dollars and other tokens for every single player that's played our game within the past like 4 months, and it's going to act as sort of a basic minimum level of income, so that players they're not so that their outcomes, their fun that they have, it doesn't change dramatically when the price of crypto changes. That's what it's meant to do, and it's meant to just stabilize the player base. Um, but yeah, we need some game sneak peeks. That's what we need, and hopefully we
we're
get
working
some.
we're working on it.
Gotta be a taskmaster. Let's get these.
So
Let's
yeah,
get these
guys.
sneak
So
peeks.
yeah, so Friday was when OG we actually uh, we actually assigned all our did a snapshot and assigned all the OG roles today. And we're working on the whitelist. Uh, and so that the free mint starts on Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's wait.
And you guys, yeah, guys, pay attention too because there's gonna be uh, there's gonna be some surprises for sharing what you actually got in the mint. And I mean, I've seen some of them, and I've seen some of the different ones that are coming out of the generation. And man, some of these are really cool. I haven't seen one that is like I just don't like yet, but I've seen some that are like really really cool. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could pick and choose. But it'll be fun to see the random things that people get.
And Chris, like, what's the limit on like how many like could I mint like per person?
On the devices, it's only
Yeah.
one per person. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only one, and it's not where the way we have it set up is you actually have to have the whitelist role on Discord. So you can't just submit a whole bunch of wallets and go mint a whole bunch of them. We've got it down to where it's just going to be one per person.
Sweet.
Yep. But this is going to be, like I said, like we've been saying, this is going to be like the membership pass to the ecosystem. So as we move forward with our DApps and stuff like that, um, you're going to have one of these to actually be involved.
It's our first asset.
That's right. And it's
So every
free.
time,
And we're
yeah, and every time every time you get the first one always has like some mysterious perks. There's always some lore. There's always some you know, benefit, the gift that keeps on giving just for being there. So just tell your friends about it, because it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. And it's our gift to you for being here and for being
I
a
mean,
great community.
well, and one of the things too that it is a free mint, but we already have airdrops lined up. We have the airdrop with Super Phoenix DAO lined up. We have the airdrop with companions lined up, and we're working on a few more airdrops. So it's not just a free mint of something that sits there and looks pretty. This is already worth more than free. It's already worth more you know than you're putting into it, and it's just us giving back to the community, and I just love the way it's working out. I mean, so for me, that's about it. That's what we wanted to share tonight. If there's anything else from Imco or Stephen.
Honestly saying, from my side, everything is more likely mentioned. I would like to give a huge shout out to the Chris, especially because like the idea and everything behind the project with the cooperation is going really smooth, honestly. So I would like to give the shout out to this real grinder, and let's make it fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris is he's a leader. So thank you for your time, everyone. Tell all your friends about the mint. It's already paid off, so.
All right, guys, stay tuned for the announcement and the link on how to get your mint on starting Friday. And be sure and share with everybody that you know. We still have room on that white list. I know we've hit 5,000, but we're just going to keep going until the mint's over, just to give everybody the opportunity to jump in and be part of what we got going on here. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Cheers.